Welcome to ACNN News Update. The Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of Lagos, the Diocesan and Missioner, the Most Reverend Dr. Bamishebi Olumakai, and Mama Lagos Province, Professor Mrs. Motunrayo Olumakai, were at the second edition of the Clergy and Clergy Wives Christmas Party held at the Archbishop Ephraim Adebola and Mrs. Oloronti Ademowo Resource Center, Faith Plaza, Bariga. Retired clergymen, their wives, as well as widows of clergymen were also in attendance. The event, which was organized by the Directorate of Mobilization and Socials of the Diocese of Lagos, featured various indoor games among the clergy and their wives, and gifts were presented to winners of the games. The federal government has declared Monday 27th, Tuesday 28th December 2021 and Monday 3rd January 2022 as public holidays to mark the 2021 Christmas, Boxing Day and New Year Day celebrations. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, closed in a statement issued on Wednesday by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Shuaib Belgore. The minister, who facilitated with Christians and all Nigerians at home and in diaspora, called on all citizens to emulate the life of Jesus Christ in his practice and teachings on humility. According to Aregbesola, peace and security are the two critical conditions needed for economic development and prosperity in the country. The minister urged Christians and Nigerians to make the best use of this festive period to seek the help of God towards the current realities of the country. A South Africa judge has ruled that the former South Africa President Jacob Zuma will be allowed to appeal a court ruling that ordered him back to jail to serve the remainder of his sentence. Zuma, 80, had been released on medical parole earlier this year, but the Gauteng High Court in the capital, Pretoria, ruled last week that his parole had been illegal. Judge Elias Matogen said the ex-president can now appeal that finding. Zuma was convicted and sentenced for defying a court order ordering that he appear before a court-backed commission probing allegations of corruption during his tenure as president from 2009 to 2018. Zuma's release on medical parole had been granted by former Correctional Services Commissioner Arthur Fraser against the recommendation of the parole board. He served nearly 2 months of his 15-month sentence, but this was mainly in the hospital wing of the Escort Correctional Center and a hospital in Pretoria, where he underwent surgery in August this year. Zuma's lawyer, Dalim Pufo, had argued that returning him to jail is equivalent to a death sentence. Zuma's imprisonment in July sparked protest by supporters who demanded his immediate pardon and release from jail. The protest quickly descended into chaotic violence in which trucks were burned, shops and warehouses looted and burned. More than 300 people died in the country's worst violence since the end of apartheid in 1994. The president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, confirmed that the country will continue with preparations to organize the Africa Cup of Nations in January as planned. The announcement followed a meeting between President Biya and CAF President Patrice Motsepe. The event is scheduled to take place in Cameroon between the 9th of January and the 6th of February. CAF President Patrice Motsepe added that the main challenge will be the measures to fight the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The newly elected president of the Cameroonian Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o, also participated in the meeting. Thomas Tuchel has said that Chelsea must start from scratch in selecting a squad for their League Cup quarter-final after reporting yet another COVID-19 case. Chelsea was only able to name 4 outfield players on their bench for Sunday's goalless draw against Wolves due to a wave of coronavirus infections and injuries. A frustrated Tuchel lamented having to rest N'Golo Kante due to his recent knee injury issue, but Jorginho will return having tested negative for COVID after inconclusive previous results. Chelsea had their request to postpone their match at Wolves rejected, and the following day, the Premier League opted not to pause the schedule, even though 6 of the 10 weekend games were called off. That decision came on the same day that the English top flight reported 90 new coronavirus cases for players and staff last week, a big leap from 42 in the previous week. Tuchel said he was not surprised by the decision to carry on, even though he felt the club has a strong case. And that's it on News Update. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for news on the hour at 3 West Africa.
Beaming from the nation's capital, we bring to you the good news through various programming, news update, worship, and teachings.
The paralysis of sin makes us to be separated from God.
Contact us for your live streaming solutions and event coverage, such as synods, conferences, seminars, revivals, and lots more. Engage us in showcasing your brands and services to the world.